Welcome to episode 9 of Town Legal at Home. I hope you've been enjoying this series of short films about changes to the planning system. Next you'll be hearing from one of our senior associates, Victoria McKeegan.
Hi folks, it's Victoria from Town Legal. Gosh, there have been some pretty hard acts to follow in our new Town Legal at Home series, and I'm going to do my best to live up to those. In my piece, I'm going to set out 3 things which I think might positively come out of this dreadful crisis that we've endured over the past few months for the planning system. Firstly, virtual planning committee meetings. The government moved quickly to facilitate these at the onset of the crisis, and now local planning authorities up and down the country have hosted many of these meetings in a variety of formats, styles, and with varying degrees of public participation. The numbers who've tuned into these have been staggering, and far more than would ordinarily have attended face-to-face meetings at town halls and council offices and such like. Whilst I wouldn't advocate the current virtual committees continuing forever in their current form and would welcome a return to face-to-face physical meeting, I would like to see a hybrid emerging whereby the ability for people to tune in from home via Zoom, Teams, whatever it might be, continues. And rather than just being able to watch remotely, it would be great if people could actually participate remotely as well. It's probably fair to say that there's a stereotypical demographic at planning committee meetings, and this new electronic means of accessing them opens up committees to a far wider audience, with younger people and people who wouldn't otherwise have the time to attend being able to participate, and that's excellent. Number 2, Section 106 agreements. Gosh, don't get me started on the means by which we have to get these executed. Many people might not be aware, but lots of clients find it particularly frustrating, that the standard requirement for local authorities that an engrossment is printed off for every party entering into the agreement, and then these are circulated in turn from party to party, and that can include sending documents overseas, all over the country. It's expensive, it's complex, it adds time and stress to the procedure, and it really isn't necessary. There are legal ways of executing deeds electronically, and lots of local authorities are embracing this in current times, and this might actually spark a welcome modernisation of this system, and I would certainly be in favour of that. Thirdly, public consultation. The government's recently introduced temporary regulations allowing the usual consultation and publicity requirements for planning applications to be done differently, where it's not possible to follow the usual requirements. So that involves, rather than publicising applications by site notice, by newspaper advert, etc., where that's not possible, it's now permissible to advertise applications electronically and via social media. Whilst this is currently contingent on not being able to do the usual, it provides a welcome trial period to see whether this is in fact an appropriate way in which to proceed on a full-time basis. I would have thought that in the current era, the vast majority of people have access to these various platforms, and in fact the means of advertising planning applications would be more readily achieved and reach a wider audience through these means. So those are my 3 things. It's been a pretty tough and challenging period for us in our day-to-day lives and for the planning system, but let's hope that some positives might emerge. Thanks.